Good evening and welcome to this week's edition of Social Diary, your weekly lens into the life, the people, lifestyles, and of course celebrations and conversation shaping life across Plateau State. I am Wikam Gofoy. And tonight, of course, we take you on a colorful journey through three stories that touch on our everyday habits, cherished family milestones, and changing our perceptions of beauty, and of course, self-confidence. We begin with a habit that has become almost synonymous with social life, African time. It is simply a relaxed atmosphere to punctuality, a culture that is increasingly testing our patience. From there, we join family and friends as they celebrate the remarkable life of Mama Chalia Larry Danfa, who marked her 70th birthday with love, gratitude, and thanksgiving. From there, we finally landed with we hit the street of Jos to hear what residents think about the growing interest in plastic surgery, body enhancement, and the age-old question of whether beauty is best found through the transformation or self-acceptance. Now, these three stories, three different perspectives, and one on social diary. Now, it's a very loaded edition. But I have my normal companion here, Nandom, who is standing by with the news. So I'm pretty sure there's a lot of things happening around the globe.
Yeah, we begin from Osun State. President Bola Tinubu has congratulated Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke on his re-election, urging him to reunite the people of the state and rally them for growth, stability, and socio-economic progress. Tinubu, in a statement on Sunday, said he had personally called Adeleke to congratulate him on the victory during the governorship election. He said Adeleke's victory reflected the confidence the people of Osun had in his leadership and urged him to be magnanimous in victory by reaching out to residents irrespective of their political affiliations. The president also commended the other candidates for what he described as courage and discipline, saying their participation contributed to Nigeria's democratic development. He said the outcome of the election reflected the will of the people and expressed confidence that democracy would continue to flourish in Nigeria. Tinubu also commended the Independent National Electoral Commission and security agencies for conducting what he described as a peaceful and transparent election that produced a clear winner. The Plateau State Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Rufus Bature, says the re-election of Governor Caleb Mutfwang for a second term in 2027 is the only option to sustain progress in the state. Bature stated this during the inauguration of local and ward executives of the Muatok Young Women Network for Mutfwang 2027. Details of the report is continued from our studio.
The event, which was held at the Shangtong Event Center, Mangu, was themed The Power of Young Women in Politics and Leadership Roles. Plateau State Chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Rufus Bature, who was represented by Deputy State Chairman James Donchin, the APC chairman, said the APC remains the only platform that will bring development to all nooks and crannies of Plateau State.
The people is more proud of women, let me say sincerely, because they form the world. In any election, if there are no women, that person must lose the election.
In her address, the state coordinator of Montauk Young Women Network, Patience Aliu, said the group was formed to ensure young women participate actively in politics and governance. She added that the Governor Caleb Mutfwang's administration recognizes women as major critical stakeholders in promoting democracy and inclusive governance.
We are here to talk, to learn, to connect, and to commit. We will discuss the barriers we face, the opportunities available for us, that's the young ones, and the role we must play in shaping the politics and leadership of our time.
The Grand Patron of the Montauk Young Women Network and liaison officer to Governor Caleb Mutfwang in Abuja, Danladi Montauk, urged the newly inaugurated executives to use their platform to promote issue-based politics and build a strong network of women in politics.
How can they be the leaders when we are not carrying them along today?
So they need to begin to put these young ladies together to be able to get them integrated in political movements towards becoming real leaders tomorrow.
Delivering the symposium lecture, guest speaker Patience Yakubu, Longdi Alexander and Kempia encouraged the young women and ward executives to bridge the gap between government and grassroots. The newly inaugurated LGA and ward executives were sworn in by the Oath Commissioner, Berde Pansha, who charged them to see their appointment as an opportunity to serve humanity. Goodwill messages were delivered by the councillor representing Kaswan Ali A Ward in Mangu, the APC Publicity Secretary of Mangu LGA, and Chikas Kumle.
The district overseer Jos Foursquare Gospel Church in Nigeria, James Akiele, says the 2026 district annual convocation will liberate the younger generation from limitations that undermine their ability to function effectively. The district overseer stated this during the annual convocation service held at the church. Our correspondent reports.
With the theme Awake, Let's Break Those Rules, the 2026 convention organized by the Foursquare Church, Jos District, brought worshippers for a time of spiritual renewal. Jos District Overseer, Foursquare Church, James Akinyele, noted that various barriers such as tradition, among others, often limit individuals from fulfilling their purpose. He added that the program is an active response to breaking those limitations among the younger generation.
This year's convocations is Wednesday. Was dedicated to examine some of those rules, those invisible chains that limit us economically, spiritually, culturally, and to start guiding people, not just to create anarchy, but to initiate a transformation process.
Chairman of the convention, Edward Ayineze, said the theme highlights the need to rise above fear and barriers that stands in the way of God's purpose.
We find it deemed by the help of the Holy Spirit to bring out this theme and be able to touch on those things that looks normal and yet they are weighing us down.
Guest Minister Kunle Ibikunle stressed on the power of the Holy Spirit in breaking limitations.
Children of God have been given what it takes to break rules that will limit them, rules that will not allow them to fulfill destiny.
The service featured a special presentation by the church cadets. Also, 27 candidates were matriculated into the Foursquare Gospel Church, Jos District Life Theological Seminary in Jos, Rodkan, Nanfa.
Well, that story concludes the news segment. Social Diary will be running out after this break. Well, thank you so much for rejoining us, and you witnessed during the broadcast that my colleague Nandom suddenly disappeared. Well, we're just handling the issue right here, but no worries. Now, let me see how I'll take you on this soft drive on Social Diary. Now to a topic that many of us know all too well, the habit of showing off fashionably late, often tagged African time. Whether it is a wedding, a meeting, or a civic gathering, delayed starts have almost become expected. But do people actually enjoy this trend, or is it secretly frustrating everyone involved? A very big question that our reporter, Nisi Allen took to the streets to find out if African time is just a harmless habit or a culture that desperately needs a reset. Here's the report.
In recent years, it would seem that Africans are gradually embracing the concept of African time. This practice has quietly become the order of the day in various events and activities. The constant murmurings, drawn-out sighs, restless shifting in seats, and even the early exit of guests points to one thing. African time is not, in fact, appreciated by Africans themselves. A cross-section of citizens found it amusing to answer questions regarding African time, sharing their thoughts and stating whether, in fact, they are also guilty of African timing.
Have you ever heard of African time?
Yes.
Have you ever been guilty of African time?
Several times.
Okay. So what was your reason for being an African timer?
So many reasons. You know, as Africans, we have a lot of activity. Okay. So we always tend to go to events behind schedule. So it's normal. You think maybe, okay, 2 o'clock, they won't be there because it's a perception that it's always going to be African time. So yesterday I had a wedding. The rain contributed, but then definitely I knew. They said 3, but before I went there, it was 4.
So it's the attitude of others that makes you...
Sometimes it's due to means of transport, and the nature of work I'm doing before the call, so I have once done that.
I feel that most time when we're supposed to give priority to time and we don't, makes us to be an African timer. Not really everybody is guilty of that, not just in Africa. Yeah.
Others that spoke with Social Diary also shared how African time disrupts their plans and daily routines.
If people don't stick to time, that means we are not considering government, and that means we are not abiding by the law, and it is wrong, and it is affecting us. Yes, when you hear Keke Napep carrying bad people moving around, especially when it is late hours above government time. So it's always causing us problems.
Let's say you're going for a meeting and the meeting is 10, and then by 10 you don't meet anybody. Probably you had other engagements to be able to cover up. After that meeting, you might not be able to do that. So African time is something that is actually detrimental.
I think it's something that we should be comfortable with. It's a stereotype that it's peculiar with Africans. So I think it's something we need to work on and move away from that.
Advise Nigerians to always stick to time. We should change the narrative. We should think.
These views thus pointed to the fact that Africans do not appreciate African time and see the need for a change in mindsets. For Social Diary, Nisi Allen.
Thank you so much, Nisi, for reminding us that we need to reset the issue of African time. Now, it was a day of gratitude, love, and thanksgiving as Mama Chalia Larry Danfa celebrated her 70th birthday in grand style. Social Diary captured the side attractions of the birthday celebration.
The event venue was beautifully adorned with a giant banner of the celebrant, setting the tone for a memorable celebration. Mama Dangfa, who spoke from within Nigeria and abroad, described their mother as a prayerful woman and a model of hard work whose life has been a blessing to many.
You know that you keep praying for us as well.
Happy birthday to Ken. Happy 70th.
Long life, good health, more grandchildren, more love. God bless you, my dear. Bye.
Hope we have many more years, God willingly. You've spent them in great health.
I've never seen my mother bedridden. She has never been on admission. Maybe the only time she has been on admission would be maybe child delivery. Maybe Kaja Haiwa activity, but she has never been on admission, not for a day. And this is her 70th year. Hasn't God been faithful?
One thing that I've learned so much from my mom that has kept me going in life is patience and prayer. So many times I've seen my mom on her knees praying since when I was in primary school. And when I was getting married, she told me that they go aboda hankuri be baitiba koki ya Allah be face the shiba.
When our dad died, and and it felt like a big umbrella was lifted up, like we were naked, like there was so much harm that was going to befall us. I felt very empty and directly vulnerable to a lot of things. And then one thing that reminded me was that I had a praying mom.
Mama, God bless you. The face of God will continue to shine upon you. He will continue to be gracious to you. You will enjoy the fruit of your labor in sound health. Not just enjoying the fruit of your labor, but in sound health, you will reap the fruit of your labor. You will not just reap it, you will enjoy it. Mama is our pillar. Mama is everything to us. She taught us to pray. She taught us patience.
I'm the seventh of 7 children. David, Joy, Ima, Mazabu Agababa, Si Anzoya Bumbangani, Basi, Mata, Si. Zanda de school, Zaya Kenny, Nada, I want to say I came, Nada, I want to say I came. So now I get you in Chaushi.
Guests at the ceremony took turns to eulogize Mama Chalia Larry Dangfa, describing her as a woman who has touched many lives through her kindness, wisdom, and commitment to humanity.
Today is milestone a mile, but 70 times worth a while. 70 the journey, 7 passengers, and now 15 more and more to come.
Ama kuli temkena. An da to waya bano tempo. Kovan kumana sheda.
The highlight of the birthday bash was the cutting of the birthday cake by the celebrant alongside her children amid cheers and music.
J E S U Mama, well done.
The 70th birthday celebration continued the following day with the Thanksgiving service at Equa Church, Rakubeleng, Sabambarki, Jos. The service drew together family, friends, and well-wishers who came to give thanks to God for the life of the celebrant. Standing before the congregation, Mama Chalia Larry Dankfa lifted her voice in appreciation to God for his faithfulness and for preserving her in good health. Special prayers were also offered for the celebrant, her family, and for more fruitful years ahead.
Mama Chalia Larry Danfa at 70, congratulations and continue to age gracefully in the Lord. Now, let's talk about a story that is quite trending. The desire for body enhancement and self-confidence has continued to drive interest in cosmetic procedures among women, prompting mixed reactions from medical experts and members of the public. While surgeons at the Jos University Teaching Hospital highlight the health and psychological benefits of such procedures, several residents advocate for self-acceptance and natural fitness alternatives. Our correspondent was on the streets of Jos to sample opinions and bring us the details.
The human body comes in diverse shapes and sizes, and women in particular exhibit a wide range of physical variations in shape, size, and proportion. While every woman is unique, certain body types such as the triangle or pear, round or apple, rectangle, straight or banana, inverted triangle or V-shape, as well as the hourglass are commonly used to describe the overall shapes and appearances. Do you really know what body type you have? Well, with the influence of Western culture and advanced medical procedures known as cosmetic surgery, some women choose to alter their body shapes to feel more confident and maybe appealing. Professor Simon Yutog, a surgeon with the Jos University Teaching Hospital, and Dr. Stanley Akubuko tells us more about the surgical intervention.
There are lots of advantages to when one is considering to do any surgery. Of course, for any surgery to be done, there are indications, what we call indications. Indication means there is a reason why you want to do any surgery. Okay, so if you want to do any surgery as pertaining your hand, the breast, there are some people that we see their breast is too much. They can't carry it. Even when they carry it, it's too heavy. They have back pain, they have shoulder pain, they have a lot of pains. And these people come to us and we do their surgery, and they travel from all parts of the country.
Then there are people who have adult children, females now. They are born with excessive bust. Some of them is inherited, some is some certain condition, and commonly from teenage life or age, the breast starts excessively growing, or after delivery or during pregnancy. We can reduce that. So you are reducing weight because most of them carry a lot of, the weight of the breast. I recall one of the ones we've done, the total amount that we had to reduce was up to 10 kg. So an example is like tying quadruplets on both sides of the chest and be moving around. So that one has a medical condition. So it's not just purely the aesthetic aspect of it or cosmetic, but you're trying to bring back the self-esteem of that person.
Under this form of beautification, procedures such as body enhancement, face contouring, body contouring, and skin rejuvenation are among the most commonly sought after. Are there imminent risk factors to these procedures? The medical experts shed some light.
The risk is actually minimal for BBL. BBL are superficial procedures often. If you're doing BBL, you're just injecting something in a compartment in the buttocks. You're injecting either a fat or you create a compartment where you insert a silicone. The same thing goes with the breast. You create a compartment, you go to the compartment where you insert the silicone. Silicone don't react with the body because they are in a bag container. They don't react with the body. So the risk is very minimal. The risk is very minimal. The procedure itself carries very minimal risk because it's not like you're doing a fibroid surgery where you cut somebody deep down inside the pelvic or abdominal cavity. All these procedures are superficial procedures.
However, some individuals still believe they can attain beauty and confidence in their body and appearance without surgical procedures.
I believe that we are beautiful and wonderfully made by God, so no need to go and add on other things. Whatever God has given you, He took His time to make sure that you come out that beautiful. So for me, the way God created me, I'm okay with it.
It's actually nice. I actually feel it's nice. It looks nice on ladies, but it has its disadvantages and its advantages too. Because of what I've heard is that they usually have infection after the surgery. So I don't think it's actually nice. Well, it actually looks nice on them, but how should I say it now? The after effect, it's not nice at all, trust me.
As a woman, you are wonderfully and fearfully made. God made us in different sizes, and that's what makes us unique. The differences we have, the body size. So I believe every lady should be confident in herself, no matter your body size, whether you have the whatever it is they call it or not. Be contented with what you have, be grateful and be confident. Carry yourself with the confidence.
Cosmetic surgery in whatever form is not cheap, as expenses are not below ₦1 million. Maybe that's what is stopping many interested persons from giving it a shot. Some just citizens, however, think otherwise.
Even after 10 children, I still want her the way she is. So I would advise all the men and all the married men out there, they should not allow their wife to do that, to involve themselves in that.
Alternatively, there are body-enhancing exercises that could help get desired results. They include compound movements like squats, deadlifts, and push-ups, which maximize efficiency to improve strength, tone, and posture. The ball is in your court. For Social Diary, I am Deborah John.
Thank you so much, Deborah, for that reminder. Wherever you are, carry yourself with confidence. And that brings us to the close of this week's edition of Social Diary, a colorful blend of conversations, celebration, and changing lifestyles across Plateau. From the familiar frustrations surrounding African time to the warmth and gratitude that marked Mama Charlie Larry Danforth's 70th birthday, and the very personal debate over beauty, body enhancement, and self-confidence, tonight's stories have given us different reasons to pause and, of course, reflect. They remind us that beneath the celebrations, habits, and changing trends are people, each their own experiences, choices, values, and stories to tell. Now, until next week when you come your way again, I am Wikangofen, and thank you so much for being part of Social Diary. On behalf of the entire production team, stay blessed, enjoy our programs ahead, and God bless Plateau State.